eventually I got to Hemingford. What a mission today. I went to Glemsford first off, number one pit, and basically the river was in the lake. The footpath was under 6, 7, 8 inches of water, and the lake was completely inaccessible. After I'd unloaded the car, loaded my barrow up, crossed the bridge, went to go down the slope towards the swims, and so I turned round, back to the car, and that's the bit I hate, is unloading the barrow, loading the barrow. Anyway, jumped in the car, hour and a half drive here to Hemingford. I'm in my favourite swim on this place. I love Hemingford. It's my favourite lake in the whole country. It's mind-numbingly difficult to fish, but the fish are enormous. If you get a bream, it's going to be a double-figure fish. If you get a tench, it's going to be a big fish. And if you get one of the rare carp, it's just a special fish, full stop. It's 64 acres, halfway between Cambridge and Huntingdon on the London Anglers Association ticket. 64-acre lake. And I'm at an end which they call Jurassic Park, because basically it's this end of the lake is old gravel workings going back to the 1940s, when they were building the A14 just after the Second World War. There was 11 ponds here, and they cut the gravel out, left a lot of the trees in place, as you can see. All these years later, they might as well be stone. Lot of snags for the fish to go around. Fish this swim a lot, especially this time of the year. There's always a few fish about. I've had my rods out about, I guess, an hour. I've had a 2-inch indication already, so I'm more than happy with that. But bizarrely, there's a clear spot in the weed that I know about out there a bit further. Last time I fished this swim was about 8 years ago. And there's a clear spot in the weed. It's still in exactly the same space, same spot. So you can only imagine that there's something there that's causing the fish to move through and clear the weed out, or maybe there's a bloodworm bed, or maybe just for whatever reason the weed doesn't grow. It's not like it's hard gravel or anything like that, where the weed can't grow. It's just the same sort of silty, semi-silty bottom everywhere else. Anyway, I'm here for a couple of nights, having had an indication already, I'm more than happy. I've made some boilies up, went for high carbo levels to fish Glemsford. Basically a lot of cornmeal, some semolina, and I took some trout pellet for the high oil content, and liquidised them down into almost like a wet powder form, and added some eggs and a couple of other ingredients. So got one rod on that, one rod on a rack of sweet corn, basically 3 grains, real grains of corn, 1 fake grain just to lift it up a little bit, and the other one's on my trusted krill pellet with a bit of pop up. All of those baits work here. The boilie is the one that I had the indication on, and what I do is I put some dry 1 mil pellet in the mix just at the last minute, just before I boil them, and you're left with bits of pellet in there, and they send off a really good scent trail, and they break up, and as the fish picks the boilie up, it's not like a conventional boilie, just a hard round ball. I do them all funny shapes and what have you, but bits of pellet break off in their mouth, and if they pick it up and spit it out, there's a good chance they're going to come back for it. But we'll see. It's this water. I've gone for weeks on end without a bite on here, as have an awful lot of other people. But I've been fishing this since the 90s, and the fish are in here. There's not a lot of them, but when you catch one, it's a special fish. So I'll get back to you, maybe talk about my rigs and what have you. If I manage to catch anything, one way or the other, I'll report back. Cheers, guys. This is the view from my video. It's 7 o'clock in the evening, and in all that water I've just shown you, there isn't another single swim. There might be one right down in that far corner by the house halfway along the lake, but pretty much I've got several acres to myself. But as you can see, a lot of it is inaccessible. You're not casting in that direction, that's for sure. If you did hook up a fish, you're not getting it back through them branches that have been out there since the 40s, 50s and 60s. So, but this is why I love this swim, and this is why I love this place. My favourite lake on the whole planet. Absolutely beautiful, but boy, mind-numbingly difficult to catch fish. But makes them fish all the much better when you do catch one. At the end of 48 hours on my beloved Hemingford, I got a lot of sleep. Let's put it that way. I had one bite yesterday about 11 o'clock, which was one of those unmissable bites, and I missed it. Went up to the top, and I was standing over my rods when it went up to the top. Lifted up, nothing. Had a few indications, a couple of sort of 2-inch lifts. Seen a couple of tench roll, haven't seen any fishing, haven't seen a lot of movement. It was very quiet during the night, just one beat. But I'll add some photos of fish I've caught in the past here. It'll give you some idea why I come back here, whether it's a bream, a tench or a carp. They're quality fish in here. This, like I said to you, it's rock hard, and you've got to come with a mindset that you know, you might nick a fish, you might nick one bite. I've had red letter days on here when I've had you know, 6, 7, 8, 9 fish. Normally the tench. I had one session when I had 5 bream, all big fish. There's carp in here as well. I had one crash out round to my left hand side during the night. I was sitting down here just watching the water, looking for any signs at all. And that's what you've got to do. The thing is, it is my favourite place, and I think I like the fact that it's such a challenge. It pushes me to the limits, and you know, it's 2017 was the last time I fished it. I came back yesterday, and it felt like it was yesterday that I'd been here the day before. You know, it's funny and funny. My wife borrowed my sat nav a few years back to go and see a friend in Cheshire, and on the way home she put into the sat nav, my sat nav, and my just clicked on home. She suddenly realised as she was coming down the A14 that she was heading for Grey. Oh dear. Oh well. Maybe she'll ever let me forgive that and forgive me for that. And quite right. Yeah. So I think I'm going to come back and have another go next week. I've seen enough to pique my interest, and I know what this place is like. And I think I raked yesterday, and in the past when I've raked, it's never been good on that session. It's normally the following session. Stirs a bit too much of the decaying leaves up on the bottom and things like that, and can make maybe the swim, or certainly my bait was coming back and it wasn't smelling great this morning. Yeah, I need to rethink my approach. But I might go in the swim next door, because you can see a lot more water, and you can see if there are any fish, if they're near to you or not near to you, as the case may be. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I've added, like I say, some pictures of fish I've had from here in the past, and you'll see why I come back. And a few scene shots. Beautiful sunset last night and so on, and lovely mist on the water this morning. Don't forget, guys, if you've enjoyed this, like, subscribe, ask me any questions about Hemingford or any of the other London Anglers Association waters. Thanks for watching.